$59.99 juicers from Amazon. So the reason I'm doing this is we bought a $40 juicer from a company called Aldi. They have like little, almost like Quickie Mart size stores. They're like a small grocery store, but they only have like deal items there. And it works well. And I thought, you know, a lot of people are running out buying these $400 Hurons because they think that that's what they need to do in order to get a decent juicer. And frankly, that $40 juicer is worth beautifully for, like, so these two are $100. This one is like a 240 watt, 80 RPM. It says 55 decibel, has more information. This one here is much lighter. It's 150 watt. That's pretty much all it tells you. So, I'm gonna unbox these, we're gonna get them washed up, and we're going to test them so you guys can see how they work. Alright, let's get started with the Gourmia. It is direct feed 32 ounce Force 10 mastication slow juicer. Model number is GSJ200. Like I say, this guy is a lot lighter. Not sure if that's a good or bad thing. Here's manual. Flip this guy over. So, got cleaning brush, the pusher, so you don't bite your fingers off. The main unit here, basically, oh, everything's already assembled. That's cool. It's got a little stopper, and it's actually not broke off. The Obreco, when we got it in the mail, it was the little stopper was busted off because their packaging basically crammed it down. And anyway, little slicer's good and sharp here. Feels like the same. I mean, can't tell, but it's heavy, so it feels a lot like the Hurons. And wipers are nice and soft. It's got 2 wipers, just like the Huron. Screen looks fine. I mean, like fine mesh. Oh, this is one thing. When you're assembling these, make sure there's this little rubber pushy thing here to seal off the pulp chute. Make sure that's pressed all the way in. Some can be a little touchy. Just make sure it's all the way in there, or else you're going to have stuff leaking out of here and all over the base and dump all over your counter, and it's a big mess. So it looks, I mean, from just initial look here, it feels and looks exactly like the Huron and the Obreco and the whatever. So yeah, looks good. It's got you can see the fan and the little vent hole there for the motor. It's got it stays on, and then it's got a momentary reverse. So, looks good. Everything fit nicely in there. Nothing, oh look at that. Perfect. So, that much is good. I'm liking this one. Like I say, it is very light. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It could just have a smaller motor and gear it differently. That doesn't say what the RPMs are. So, I mean, in that it takes a little over half as much power as this one does. Which isn't a big concern because you're not running it for very long. I mean, you're only going to have it on for a few minutes here and there, depending on how much you juice. But it could be a big deal if it's not, you know, if this runs at 80 RPMs and this runs at 80 RPMs, then this using substantially less power, unless it's just that much more efficient, could mean that it's going to jam up easier and not be able to bite through as big of stuff. Anyway, the Fruit Star by a company called Tribest. They also make a dehydrator. I don't remember what it's called. It's like the I would want to say Arizona. Anyway. They make a dehydrator. So this one is a model FS610. So, and again, these were both $99.99 with, what do you call it, Prime shipping. So I got them in 2 days and no additional charge for shipping or anything. This one comes with a manual too. And it's partway assembled. It's got a strainer. I'm not sure. The mesh on it is very, very large, so I don't imagine it would really do a whole lot. It's probably something that some people liked or something. Oh, it's got a little handle on the back here, so you can pick it up. It is, well, I wouldn't say it's dramatically heavier, but it's probably 20% heavier without its guts in it. So this one's kind of neat. What's this? Oh, instructions on how to assemble and disassemble. So we've got some stuff. Let's look at this thing first. Let's see how it fits. Feels nice. Oh, this one's got 3. Ooh, nice silicone wipers. The rubber is like really soft, supple feeling. Interestingly, it's got 3 though. I'm trying to remember if the Huron had 2 or 3. I thought it had 2. It had 3. Anyway, seems to fit fairly well. And oh, that's nice. So the little stopper here is actually at an angle, so you can get at it easier. It's not, oh, it fits in there really nice. So, latch that in place. This fits kind of strange. It doesn't have a groove. Every other one that I've played with has had a groove that the little wiper fits into. Though, once we get the other piece in there, oh, there it is. That shouldn't matter. So, same as always, little dots, just line up the dots, or just line up the pulp chute inside. So that locks that in place, and actually, yeah, then the wipers are in place. There's our top, the little containers. We've got a brush and a pusher as well. And this, yay, there it is. So we've got our little auger. It's actually glossier than the other one, which could be a really good thing. It's interesting, it almost looks machined. No, it doesn't. It's just some, it's probably the mold that it came out of wasn't polished up as well as the others. I mean, it's still, it's shinier, which is an interesting thing, but there's also like little grooves, like it was just turned off of a machine. Anyway, so there's that and that, and we'll pull this guy out. Well, that fit very interestingly. It didn't doesn't have a click or anything. It just kind of stops. I wonder if it's got a magnet or what, because it doesn't feel like it has a. There must be some kind of thing in here that it hits a sensor or something as its safety. All right, so we've got the Gourmia GSJ 200 and the Fruit Star FS610. Oh yeah, this guy, little red guy, is way lighter. I mean, this one I believe weighs 20 pounds, it said. It was like, yeah, it's about 20 pounds. This probably is 15. Alright, so I will get these washed up and alright, we're ready to go here. We got all of our veggies cut up and we're gonna start these juicers up. Luckily they're pretty quiet. Well, quiet enough. So actually it's a lot louder than I remember. When I was running it I thought it was quieter than that. I'm not even gonna use these, I don't think. So let's get started with a carrot in each of them. Alright. So actually I'm going to do these apples right away because otherwise they'll get all brown. About the same. And you can see the juice level in both of them. Looks like they're about the same. How about one of these beets? Go for that. All right, cucumber time. Seem to be doing about the same. About the same for both of them. Throw some celery in there. Alright. One more cucumber. Oh, quarter of a cucumber. And more celery. Actually, I was expecting to have a little bit of a difference between these two. They seem to be handling everything pretty much the same. Put a handful of celery through these things and they're just happy to take it. How about this orange? That's something that they have trouble with sometimes. Get foamy and whatnot. Seem to be handling it just fine. Both of them do. It'll be interesting at the end. We can see which one gets more juice out of it. We'll put them into a glass that's the same just so we're not getting a difference in level because of the containers being different sizes. So, more cucumber. And more beets. Throw them in there. Normally I do the beets like little bits at a time. I'm just dropping them in. That was like 1.5 beets in each of them. I mean they're cut up, but it just shoot them right up, no problem at all. And actually the celery's not getting caught up in this guy either. In either of them. Alright, now in this one, we've got ginger. We're not going to do ginger in both because Lisa doesn't like it. But ginger a lot of times gets caught up. It's a little bit more, whatever, gristly I guess or something. I'm waiting for some yellow. Here it comes. So, ran right through. So more carrots. I know people like to do their carrots. Just drop a bunch of them in there at once. Oh, that was that. It Didn't like that at all. So I guess you can only do one carrot at a time with this guy. Or maybe that was just a chance thing. Still, it's eating them up quick. So one thing I noticed, this one is turning a lot faster than that one. I mean, it's probably 2 to 1. So this thing's probably running like, I think it's at 80 RPM, and this one's probably running like 40 or 50. So that's the power difference. So basically, because this one has a little more power to begin with, it's able to run its deal faster. However, if you look, this one's foamier than this one. Not much though, it's about even. Anyway, and then I saved one of these cucumbers for the end just to help wash it out. So we'll let the two run their carrots through. Looks like this one's already done. This one's still pushing some out, but so this one's actually so dry that it's like crumbly. It's not even sticking together. This one is pretty dry, but it's still got a little bit in it, enough to keep the carrots stuck together into like cubes. So, last cucumber, and so initially it looks like this one actually got less juice out, but it could just be the shape of the containers too. And it could be that some of the stuff I juiced was drier or something between the two, although shouldn't be the case because they both came all from the same stuff. So there it is. Two $99 juicers. They work as well or better than the Huron that we've got at the office, and you know, they were $100 each. They were comparable to the one we got from Aldi, which was like 40 bucks. And anyway, I guess durability will be the key thing here. I don't know how these will last. You know, we've been using the Huron for 2.5 years, pretty much every day. But initially they seem solid. So we'll get into a glass and verify how much we get out of them. See if we, I guess.
Well, if you put them in like 2 mason jars, you can try.
Well, but these are identical. Too. And then, so we can. What I want to do, stir everything together here. That'd be interesting too. The colors. Let's see what the colors look like between the two once they're stirred up. I don't know what the color would mean one way or the other. They're identical. You can't see anything past the beat. So I'm going to do this over the sink just in case we spill. There is what we got out of the Fruit Star, is it? Fruit Star. And this is the Gourmia. Or at least is concerned with it. This is the one that doesn't have ginger in it. So now they're in the same, in identical containers. And so it looks like the Gourmet got actually quite a bit less in the containers. It looked like the Gourmet actually had more. But look at this. I mean, it's not drastic, but there's probably a good couple ounces difference. However, that could also be air, because if you look here, there's a little bit of foaminess in the juice. So, but I don't think it's that much. So you can see this one, you can still see where the handle attaches, and this is up past that point. So I'm gonna say the Fruit Star got a bit more juice out of it. And that actually makes sense, because when you look at the pulp, this came out, it wasn't even wet enough to stick together. And this one came out chunky. So it's got enough moisture left in it to actually hold it together. But it's still really dry. I mean, it's not like it's wet or something, but I think the Fruit Star did a little bit better. And it runs a little faster. So neither one's a clear winner, but I'm gonna go with this one being probably the winner by, you know, a nose. It's not that much better, but it did get a little bit more juice out, and it ran a little bit faster. So there it is. See you guys.